Come on in. It's Tuesday, and we've been going through our Chaos to Clean book. We're going to do some more of that today. I'm going to put my microphone on because I got to cover up a blank spot where where one of my sequins fell off of my. Can't find it. It's probably in the wash machine, probably down the drain. Anyway, get on in here. Get on in here. Yeah, let's get Pete. Oh, Sandy's already in here. Come on in. We shall start with day 2. So let's get some announcements going. We have set up a last chance page on our website. And it's like going on a scavenger hunt. Uh, and Justin's been finding stuff that we haven't sold in a long time and getting Michael to put it in the last chance. There's a crying puppy. Anyway, I thought I heard a door shut. So get on in here. We got announcements and a book to go through, and we're going to talk about flying by the seat of your pants. This is how you've lived your whole life, and we're going to get a handle on that today. So before we get started, let's go to the Lord in prayer. Let's start the day off with a prayer and a blessing on your home and family. Dear Father in heaven, thank you for all that you do for us. Thank you for our 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 homes, our pantries, our freezers and our refrigerators. Thank you for the things that keep our family going. Thank you for the tools that you give us, our 2 hands, and our ability to get things done. Thank you for our brains, and thank you for the love that you give us day in and day out. Be with all of those who are sick and injured. Help them to heal miraculously and keep them safe from harm. All these things we ask in your Son's holy name, Jesus. Amen and amen. Okay, folks, get on in here. Get on in here. We're on day 2 of the Chaos to Clean book. I just love Dutch Sheets this morning. On May the 15th, he's going to be talking about one of his books. And if you have, I shared it in our community page on YouTube. So you can get a chance to get that book. I've been telling you we were going to go through this book for 2 weeks. And many of you have ordered it. If you don't, that's okay. But if you want to have it in your hand while we're going through it, let's get it done. Now, we're on day 2. This is May the 2nd. Also read Proverbs chapter 2. When you first get up, get dressed to lace up shoes. Fix your hair and your face. Yeah, that way you don't scare yourself when you walk in the bathroom and you don't scare the kids. The importance of getting dressed to lace up shoes. Many years ago, I was a Mary Kay consultant. That's makeup, y'all, for those of you who don't know. One main rule for the company was that you could not make a single phone call in the morning unless you were totally dressed. And I mean really dressed all the way to shoes, but she wanted high heels. I've never worn a pair of high heels in my life. The reason behind this rule was that you act differently when you have clothes and shoes on. You are more professional. A customer can tell when you don't feel good about the way you look. If getting dressed makes a big impression on someone who can't even see you, then what is going to happen to those who can see you, mainly yourself? Putting shoes on your feet that lace up are better than slip-ons or sandals because they're harder to take off. Instead of kicking your shoes off for a quick snooze on the couch, you actually have to go into a bit more trouble. Maybe in that short instant, you will realize that there is something more that you can do. With shoes on those feet of yours, your mind says it's time to go to work. You have no excuse for not taking the trash out or putting a box of giveaway stuff into your car. You are literally ready for anything that comes your way. Believe me, when you get that call from school that your child needs you, you are ready. I don't want I don't want to hear that I don't want to hear that you say, I don't wear shoes in the house. Well, you do now. Go buy or clean up a pair just for that reason. It's not going to be you who tracks the dirt in anyway. You are still the boss, and you can require your children to remove their shoes. What is the problem here? What is the problem here? In most homes, you have had trouble even finding the floor, much less keeping the carpet clean. Teach your children to not track in stuff. Place a mat outside the door for them to remove unwanted dirt and mud, and I'll bet you have 10 pairs of shoes at the door right now. What does that do to your vacuuming schedule? Have your children take their shoes outside and clean them up, then put them in their bedrooms. When my lace-up shoes, this is the quote, when my lace-up shoes are on my feet, I feel empowered. Okay, we'll put the bookmark in for tomorrow. So put your shoes on. If you don't wear shoes in your house, it's time to try something different. Get a pair of shoes, clean up a pair of shoes, put a pair of shoes in the wash machine that you hadn't worn in a long time. Get them clean. Get your children to take the rubber scrubber outside and clean up their shoes. Get you a doormat. Get you a rug inside your house. That way you can clean it will stop the dirt, and then all you have to do is use your carpet sweeper on the throw rugs or your rubber sweeper. Oh my, that coffee's good this morning. I don't know that I have a collar on it. It's just sequencing. Anyway, I got my indoor shoes on. Everybody who plays a sport has a pair of shoes for that sport. There was the door. I thought it was the dog crying. Robert's home. He went to the grocery store this morning. Anyway, so let's talk about planning play day. Today's Tuesday. We're in May, and May is moving. So right now, I'm going to play a song, and we're going to do a few minutes of moving. Now, you can grab a mop if you want to. I'm going to find a song to play, and we're going to get up off our butts, and we're going to move. I think we're going to boogie. So moving your body every single day is important. So we're going through our Chaos to Clean book, but we're going to move every day this month too. So I'm going to play the boogie song. You can put a purple rag in your hand or a mop or whatever you want, and you can dance around your house while I dance in front of the camera. Are you ready? Here we go. Justin asked me this morning, Mom, what kind of moving are you doing? Uh-oh, I don't have I to turn the speaker on. There we go.
Pull the covers on my head,
Move those feet.
Beneath my bed can face my room today. Stone and toe and scrape my knee. There's all the toys surrounding me. I don't have room to play. I can't find my book no matter where I look. And I just lost my shoe.
Bend those knees.
So many toys around.
Pick up those feet.
Down. Tell me, Mama, what do I do? She said, pick it up and pack it up. Decide what you can do with it so you have room to play. Have a junk around.
Room to move.
Down, so we'll be back, clutter away. Only keep the toys that bring you joy. And pass the rest along. You can fly and simplify and sing the bedroom boogie song.
Kick your feet to the side.
Broken book, banana peel, a truck with only half a wheel, and I'll throw these away. The teddy bear and the game up there are gonna bless someone else today. I've been holding on for way too long. Time to let them go. This game is growing, the more I'm throwing it in line to finally know. How to pick it up, pack it up, decide what I can do with them so I have room to play. Having junk around only brings me down, so I'll boogie that clutter away. I only keep the toys that bring me joy and pass the rest along. I can fly when I simplify and sing the bedroom boogie song.
Move.
Sending you, thought it would take a year for me to get it all done. But now eyes are popping and a jaw is dropping and I'm off to have some fun. Yeah. When I pick it up and pack it up, decide what I can do without, so I have room to play. Having junk around only brings me down, so I boogie that clutter away. I only keep the toys that'll bring me joy and pass the rest along. I can fly when I simplify and sing the bedroom boogie, bedroom boogie, bedroom boogie song.
Oh, that'll get us moving. That was 3 minutes. 3 minutes of moving. Okay. Somebody says, wow, that was fun. You don't have to have a special dance. You don't have to, Eric will teach you how to do line dance. You just have to move. And what better way to do it than with some FlyLady music, getting us going and a tool in our hands. I didn't put a tool in my hand because I had to stay in one place. And that was Robert. Yeah, I'm going to drink some coffee to hydrate. Wow. I didn't see a direction. Where were we? We didn't really have one. It's moving in May. We're going to get up and move every day that I'm on. And we might do it twice a day. We might do it when I'm in the afternoon show. But that's more about being still. Let's see what our devotional is. See what our devotional is. We must be wary of anything that might dampen our delight in God. Rejoice in the Lord always. And I will say it again, rejoice. This is from Philippians 4, verse 4. You just got to celebrate. And dancing is part of celebrating. It's part of celebrating. So y'all, we've got our calendars up for pre-order. And your menu planning will save you enough money to order your calendar. Did you know that? Menu planning right now will save you enough money to order a calendar. And I know you don't believe me, but we're here to help you. And our calendar, this is our last year's calendar. Well, it's this year's calendar, but it was the one we put on pre-order last year. Let me find May, April. We just finished up April. Here we go. So we're in, this is where we are right now. You can take some little post-it notes and plan your meals for the rest of this week. Yeah, you can. When you know ahead of time what you're going to be cooking and you get the groceries in the house to do it with, you have no excuse. Now, we are in zone 1 this week, and I have a story to tell you about that I thought of yesterday, and I told Justin about it. And we got a testimonial one time from a little girl. I don't know if she was little. She's probably about 12. And she was complaining that I had really messed up their home. And I'm trying to think, what have I done to mess up their home? Come to find out, their dining room table, and see, we're in zone 1, and the dining room is part of zone 1. They had had such a mess on their dining room table from scrapbooking or whatever. And she had been, that when they had dinner, they would have to put out a little blanket underneath the table, and they would have picnics underneath the table, like they were in a little tent. And she says, we don't ever do that anymore. We have to sit around the table because our table is always cleared. Oh, yeah. Somebody said they can't wait to get their last chance items. It's been so much fun putting things in the last chance items. I went through my closet yesterday. I was looking for some embroidery patches that you can iron on or sew on to those vests we found. That's why we got them. Anyway, y'all, planning your meals is going to make such a huge difference. Getting your zones clean, getting your dining room table cleaned off so that you can set the table. You can teach your children how to set the table. Did you know there are classes for adulting? Because kids haven't been taught how to use utensils, how to use their knife and fork and their spoon, because they're always eating with their hands. Did you know you get fewer germs in your mouth when you eat with a knife and fork? It's just common sense. So y'all, it's time for us to get a handle on what's going on in our kitchens so that we can cook a meal. Today is Tuesday. Some people like to do Taco Tuesday. Isn't that fun? You know, you can make your own tortillas. Not hard to make. You can find a YouTube video on that. Or you can get some tacos. Or you can get some, one of the things that Leanne, when we would go to their house for dinner, they put an electric griddle on the table. And they would take mayonnaise and lather some corn tortillas and make mini tacos, but they would lather them with mayonnaise and lay them on this griddle to get them hot. And then you had all the fixings and you fill them up. You've pre-cooked your chicken and your all these different things, and you make a little smorgasbord of tacos. And you're heating the tacos up right there at the table. How fun is that? It gets the kids wanting to be involved. Help them cut up help them cut up the veggies, help them grate the cheese. So, folks, plan some meals. Tomorrow is clean out the refrigerator day. So let's just say you make a bunch of tacos. You do your tacos and you have everything in bowls, and you got some leftover peppers, leftover onions, leftover whatever. Tomorrow is clean out the refrigerator day. Throw those cut vegetables in your crock pot along with some chicken broth, and you have makings for a Mexican soup or Italian soup if you want to turn it into soup. Thursday, you can take soup and make some grilled cheese sandwiches. You got leftover soup and some grilled cheese sandwiches. Because if you run your errands on Thursday, you might want to go to the grocery store. You've got your refrigerator cleaned out because we do it on Wednesday. Thursday's errand day, so go for the on your calendar, mark soup and sandwiches. You can have a can of tomato soup or make, leftover soup. I like to take my leftover soup and put it into 2-cup Ziploc bags. So folks, Friday, pizza night. It's easy to make pizza dough. All you need is a little yeast. All you need is a little yeast. Some people like to make it with tortillas. If you've made up some fresh tortillas, you can turn those into pizzas. Saturday, family fun day. Maybe you get outside and get some hot dog sticks and pick up. I mean, we've been having a lot of wind, so get the family outside and picking up sticks and putting them in the fire pit. And if you don't have a fire pit, you need to build one this year. What a great project for your family is to build a fire pit. I bet Justin's got a video on how to build a fire pit. So folks, take some time to plan these menus out. You do some hot dogs out over the fire. That is making some amazing memories. And, get some stuff for s'mores, because you can't have a fire without roasting some marshmallows and making some s'mores. Now, Robert doesn't like the taste of graham crackers. So we use little shortbread cookies sometimes, or sugar cookies even. And you can make sugar cookies in no time at all. A best way to find recipes for the items that you have on hand, you don't need an app for that. All you got to do is put it into Google. I have hamburger meat, this and this, and I need a recipe for what to cook with this. And if not, ask people in here. They're pretty smart. They're pretty smart. How do you make homemade pizza? We have Justin and Emily did a video on how to make homemade pizza. They don't even buy pizza sauce. They just take fresh tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, and turn that into the sauce for their pizza with a few herbs and spices. And it's in our playlist for how to make pizza. And they pre-make their pizza crust because they're usually doing pizza they're usually doing pizza night with a bunch of people. So everybody gets at their station around the kitchen table and the bar, and they just throw together their pizzas. They got a pizza peel. So folks, plan your week out. Do a basic weekly plan for your meals. Now, let's say you're the only person in your house. You still have to eat. And you don't want to eat junk all the time, y'all. You don't want to eat junk. So plan what you're going to do. Sunday, plan to cook a roast chicken with some mashed potatoes and roasted vegetables. Wow. Some people like to put their roasted vegetables as onions and peppers and carrots and just potatoes on a roasting pan and put the chicken right on top of it. I am not a big fan of that because I don't want chicken drippings on my raw vegetables. But if you cook it long enough, it's going to be okay. So, y'all, take some time to plan your menus for the rest of this week and going into next week. So, if you roast a chicken on Sunday, plan for some leftovers. Even if it's just you, you can take the chicken off the bone and you can put it in a Ziploc bag and you can turn that into fajitas, or take the carcass and put it in a, a big pan of water and make some broth. I like to reduce my broth down so it's a little concentrated, and then it doesn't take up as much room in the freezer. Yep, there's Justin teaching us to make pizza. It's simple. What do you like on your pizza? We tried a new pizza the other night. We tried a new pizza with sausage and extra cheese and pineapple. We never put pineapple with sausage pizza before, and we put onions on it. You got to have onions on a pizza. So, folks, take some time. Now, we've got, find out where your local farmer's market is and go sheet pan meals. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about with the roasted chicken and the vegetables. You kind of need to toss everything in some olive oil, which is always good. So, folks, plan your meals. Take whatever Sunday dinner is and stretch it through the whole week of next week. Y'all have got some great ideas. Robert bought some monster baked potatoes last week. I mean, they're this big, one potato. I said, honey, that potato's big enough for 2 people. Olive oil and garlic on those veggies. Yeah. And there are fresh greens, and make a run through the farmer's market and you can probably get enough vegetables to last you a whole week. And they're getting ready to come in. I love this season. I love my favorite thing. Oh, Justin said he put the Chaos to Clean book on sale for $12.95. Get it. It's never that price. It's never that price. So he just sent me a text. This is a good thing. Get mama's attention. So get your Chaos to Clean book. It's nice to have it on hand and it doesn't get lost in your hotspot because it's hot pink. There's a method to my madness, I promise. Anyway, we got our first cantaloupe last night. Wow. That's wonderful. I watched Walker Family Farm cut their first watermelon. Not that they grew it, but there was a watermelon at the farmer's market or somewhere. And they cut it, and their little kid, Ransom, had never eaten salt on a watermelon. And Daddy had to have him experience. Now, cantaloupe, I like salt and pepper on my cantaloupe. Somebody's asking if losing weight is part of body clutter. Yeah, it can be, but eating right is more important right now. And if you eat right, you'll be blown out. And I've got a good book for you to read. It's called Why We Get Fat. and I can't think of his name, but it's a great book. But Body Clutter is a good book too. It made the New York Times bestseller list, and I'm very proud of it. But it's all about getting the clutter that's in here. It's about forgiveness and a lot of things that keep this clutter on. Anyway, y'all, we got stuff to do. I'm going to make some shorts right now, but quit flying by the seat of your pants when it comes to menu planning. You don't have a clue what you're going to fix for dinner until 6 o'clock rolls around and people are hungry and you're hungry. And then you just settle for, calling it in somewhere, getting DoorDash to bring you food or Uber Eats or what. That stuff's expensive. When you can get into your kitchen, when your kitchen is clean, you don't mind getting in there and whipping up something. It doesn't take much to whip up a meal. Check out some videos on YouTube. It's the University of Cooking. TikTok too. Okay, folks. Y'all be good, kind, and sweet. Be good to yourself by knowing what's for dinner. Be kind to others in your family by having a clean kitchen. Yep, Gary Taubes, that's who it is. Why We Get Fat. I learned more from that book. I've had that book and I reread it every year. I have it on audio, but it's a good book. It's a good book. It is an amazing book. But I get in your head with body clutter. Be good, kind, and let the joy and the sweetness that is in your heart that comes from the good Lord show the world that you are a child of the Most High, the only living God in the universe. I feel like I was all over the place, but we've danced. We've talked about planning our meals and how to do it. We've done a lot of things today. What's wrong with slippers in the house? Slippers tell your head it's time to take a break. Slippers they're house shoes. No, they're not house shoes. They're take a nap shoes. So don't wear slippers in the house. Get a pair of shoes that you tie on your feet or that don't come off very easily. In the summertime, I have some Velcro sandals that don't come off. So take some time today. I have spent all morning praising God, listening to Gaither Vocal Band. I have sung with the Marines. These are the days of Elijah. I have had more fun this morning. So get your shoes on. Get dressed to those shoes. And so you can move. Move. House shoes are slick. You need something that's not going to trip you up and make you fall. Okay. I will catch you at 3 o'clock this afternoon. I love you all. Check your weather. We got wind blowing today, but it'll be okay. See you later. Bye.